some of the white stuff for part of the area too. We've got winter weather advisories, not for our area, but across portions of south central Kansas. So if you have any travel plans, maybe heading up to Wichita tonight, you need to watch out for some slick roadways up there. And then more winter weather advisories right along I-70 across northern sections of Missouri. But we're not expecting any huge impact from the storm system across our region tonight. We are scanning all dry with dual Doppler radar this morning. Checking out your temperatures this morning, 37 in town, low 40s Pryor, low 40s Eufaula, heading down towards McAllister. Remember this time yesterday we had those temperatures in the 50s, so we'll have a few more layers on this morning. We're going to have a mix of sun and clouds this morning. And then as that storm system nears us by afternoon, we start to see some rain breaking out right along the Kansas-Oklahoma line. South of Tulsa, down towards McAllister, you guys are going to see a lot of sunshine as we head throughout the afternoon. We'll have to wait till tonight to see the rain generally south of I-40. But when you head home from work today, some scattered showers, Tulsa, Bartlesville, Pryor, heading back toward the Grove area. And temperatures this afternoon anywhere from 55 in McAllister to the middle 40s, heading up towards Independence, Coffeyville, and Bartlesville. So, yeah, I mentioned that S word for snow. When are we going to see a little bit of snow? Well, maybe after about 8, 9 o'clock, could start to see a little bit more of a wintry mix. Bartlesville, Coffeyville, Grove. Even in the Tulsa Metro, we're expecting a little bit in the way of some flurries or a brief light snow shower. It's not going to last long. It's not going to accumulate. We're not expecting any travel issues. But again, that light wintry mix expected tonight. Heading into the overnight hours, I think by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, it is all gone. Blustery, cloudy conditions tomorrow morning as temperatures when we wake up are going to be right around 30. Wind chills tomorrow morning in the lower 20s. Tomorrow's just looking like a cold day for us. We're going to have some clouds in the morning and then some sunshine heading into the afternoon. Look at these highs, only in the 40s in town, maybe 30s up towards Grove, Jay, and Tahlequah. But let's get through tomorrow because the temperatures increase by the end of the week and especially the weekend. You're going to love the weekend forecast. 63 Saturday, breezy for Sunday, and that may elevate the fire danger to Sunday afternoon. 68, 74. Next Monday with chances for a few showers and thunderstorms. That's the latest forecast. Let's get another check of your time saver traffic report this morning. And so far across the metro, it has been a very good commute to work for folks. Haven't been tracking anything in the way of accidents, but you head up north, heading up 169. That's where we are looking at an accident just north of Oologah, right near 380 Road. Guys.
All right, thanks, Clint. Well, the risk of having your personal information stolen is taking a toll on more than just your bank account. Coming up, how data breaches can impact your mental health and why it's more important than ever to have an emergency plan in place.
And when looking for a new pup, low maintenance is a high priority for most families. Coming up later this morning, we're taking a look at a popular breed being mismarketed.
Well, it turns out cybersecurity is starting to have an impact on mental health. Professionals say the rising risk of data breaches has taken a toll on millions of Americans. Doctors say data breach victims can show symptoms of depression, anxiety, even PTSD, which is why experts suggest having an emergency plan in place if hackers get your information.
Where's the backup? So who are the people that we're going to call? Who do we go to for emotional support, for psychiatric help if we need it? Or where do we go for financial support in terms of reporting these incidents? So having a plan in place is really important and finding people that they trust.
And that doctor there says victims shouldn't hesitate to reach out to law enforcement like the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center.
Accessing several financial products could soon be a one-stop shop. Intuit, the maker of TurboTax, announced it's buying Credit Karma in a $7 billion deal. The agreement will bring the two products together along with QuickBooks and other personal finance tools. By combining, the companies hope to give consumers a personalized financial assistant to help with things like loans, spending, and even credit history.
Well, a Green Country family once responsible for keeping the community informed for generations is now going through a tough time.
Coming up, how the changing times forced their business to go under.
You're watching 2 Works For You Today.
Good morning and happy Fat Tuesday. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Corey Duke.
And I'm Travis Guillory, here with meteorologist Clint Boone. You know, like I said earlier, whenever I was in school on Mardi Gras in Louisiana, we always got the day off of school.
Yeah.
And not the case for a lot of folks here, for everybody here, really. A lot of
We
kids.
had like snow today or something like that to give
Right.
this day off.
Right.
But, right, yeah. A lot of celebrations down in New Orleans. I'm sure there's going to be some celebrations here in Tulsa, too, for Mardi Gras. And we're going to see some sunshine this morning, which is a little bit of good news. And then rain chances look to move in by afternoon. So as we look outside, right outside the Two Works For You studios, yeah, sky this morning is mostly clear. This view part of the Dave's Claremore RV weather camera network. Beautiful view right there. It's colder than it was this time yesterday morning. 37 in town, 34 up in my hometown of Bartlesville, 41 in Tahlequah, 41 this morning in McAllister. Winds not as strong as they were yesterday morning out of the northwest, about 5. Here's a look at your hourly forecast. Some sunshine this morning in the 40s, lunchtime 46. When you head home from work today, we're going to be tracking a few scattered showers out there. So not a bad idea. Throw that umbrella in the car. You're not going to need it all day, but after about 3 or 4 o'clock, could be some spotty showers around. Temperatures this afternoon, upper 40s. Now, there will be chances for maybe a light wintry mix for part of the area tonight. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about when temperatures may hit the 70s. Coming up in about 15 minutes. Let's get a check of your time saver traffic report for this early Tuesday morning. And we are not looking at any type of accidents right now across the metro, which is certainly some great news. Looking good on 244, I-44, 169. But then you had just to the north of Oologah, still looking at that accident near 380 Road. Guys.
All right, thanks, Clint. Well, the Manford community continues to mourn the loss of a teenage boy who died in a tragic condo fire yesterday while his grandmother barely managed to escape.
And this morning, we're following the incident with Two Works For You, Giselle Puente. And Giselle, what can you tell us this morning?
Well, Corey, Travis, this morning we're waiting on 2 things from investigators. The first, the boy's name and identity, and the second, the cause of this terrible fire. What we do know is that those flames destroyed 2 condos, including the one where the victim and his grandmother were in. This was at the Keystone Condos near Manford Public Schools. Now, yesterday morning, the 15-year-old boy was inside with his grandmother when the condo went up in flames. While the grandmother got out with minor burns and was sent to the hospital, sadly, her grandson did not make it out. Some of the teen's friends are trying to cope with this big loss of their peer.
We planned on hanging out with him after school today, like for him to come over to my house over there, but it happened, so I was kind of crying because I didn't get to see him. The last time I saw him was about 5 days ago.
Officials said the condo had working smoke detectors, which were going off when first responders arrived. Now, the home next door was also destroyed in the fire. The family of 3, a husband, his pregnant wife, and their 18-month-old son have lost everything. They did start a GoFundMe page to help with costs after this fire. We do have that information on our website on Two Works For You. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks for the update, Giselle. Over the second time in a month, a University of Oklahoma faculty member is coming under fire for using racially offensive language in the classroom.
Yeah, school officials tell us the history professor was reading from a historical document which had the N-word in it multiple times. Now, the professor says that she did warn the students beforehand about the language used in the document, but the university's interim president describes it as a painful experience for the students who were in the classroom. He says all OU employees will now have to go to required diversity training to prevent something like this from happening again.
The city of Muskogee is joining the legal fight against opioid companies and their role in the opioid crisis. The Muskogee Phoenix reports the city recently filed a lawsuit naming 32 companies that are pharmaceutical defendants and distributors. The city claims these companies practiced deceptive marketing that did not represent the risks of opioids. The city is asking for economic damages for costs to eliminate the, quote, hazards to public health and safety.
Happening today, a hiring event is taking place here in Tulsa to help fill over 3,700 census taker positions in Oklahoma. That hiring event is going to be at both Goodwill Job Connection buildings in West Tulsa and in Midtown from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. These part-time positions pay anywhere between $15.50 and $17 an hour. By the way, you can also apply online over at 2020census.gov. You'll be allowed to respond to the census starting March 12th. And also happening today, Mid-America Industrial Park in Pryor is hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony and open house for its new Center of Excellence. The center is a space dedicated to technology, training, and career opportunities. That ribbon-cutting ceremony is going to start at 11:30 this morning with the open house from 1 until 4 this afternoon. Mid-America Industrial Park is the largest industrial park in Oklahoma, and it's home to dozens of businesses.
Well, it's a phrase you often hear when you watch your news. Download our free app. Well, for many, it's how we get our news, while some rely on their local newspaper. But more and more papers are being forced to close their doors, including the Morris News, owned by the Thompson family since 1984. Now, a big part of their life is gone.
So, it's like losing a family member, and I know my dad feels the same way. He basically built the newspaper and the print business up from scratch.
The paper covered all local news for people of Morris. It also covered the infamous Anita Hill, Clarence Thomas sexual abuse hearings. But remember, Anita Hill is from Morris.
Police officers in Pryor Creek are staying inclusive with their new vehicle. The new wrapped police SUV is in support of those who have autism, and it's going to be used to patrol Pryor schools. The Autism Society says the puzzle pattern in the logo there reflects the complexity of the autism spectrum. Pryor police say the vehicle symbolizes the department's love and support.
My son's 6. He has autism. He's nonverbal, sensory processing disorder. So it means a lot to be able to support this and show the community we care.
Officer Mitchell Phillips there says his assistant chief came up with the idea to spread autism awareness.
The Sapulpa High School dance team's coming off a major win over the weekend. Sapulpa Ping Pings were named the 2020 Dance Team Union National Champions. The team was in Orlando all weekend competing against 10 schools from all over the country. And this is the 7th straight year the Ping Pings won a state championship trophy. Congratulations to them. And they're not the only ones celebrating this morning. Union's varsity pom squad was also in Orlando, where they placed 2nd in a national competition. They faced off against 30 teams from across the country this past weekend. After celebrating their 2nd place victory at Disney World yesterday, they'll be heading back to Tulsa this afternoon. Lots of people representing Oklahoma in a great way.
Yep. Well, if you're heading into downtown Tulsa this morning, you might want to give yourself a couple of extra minutes whenever you're heading out the door. Starting today, North Union Avenue is going to be closed between West Archer Street and West Reconciliation Way to repair a major water main break. Crews will be out there at 8 o'clock this morning to shut off part of the roadway. Traffic between Archer and Easton is going to be detoured to Tacona and Vancouver Avenues.
Well, happening today, local food banks and volunteers are heading to the Capitol, fighting for Oklahomans who struggle with food insecurity.
Works News' Ashley Wheeler joins us live this morning from the Community Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma with their plan for Anti-Hunger Day. Ashley?
Hey, Corey and Travis, good morning. Organizers and volunteers are arriving right now as they plan to head to the Capitol in just a few minutes. And they plan to meet with every single legislator this morning, hoping to advocate for policies that will help families living in poverty and hunger. As one of 11 states with a hunger rate above the national average, Greg Raskin with Community Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma believes there's more to be done. It's why he, along with the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma and Hunger Free Oklahoma, are taking to the Capitol. He says Oklahoma has a large population of people who have low-paying jobs who struggle to make ends meet.
Of all the homes that we help, our clients, well over half of them have at least one working adult in the home. So there's a lot of families that are working. They're trying to do everything that we're asking them to do, but they're still falling short at the end of the month.
The organizations plan to speak to the legislatures about making the earned income tax credit refundable, saying it's a plan that could go into effect immediately and help these families. And they say hunger is a problem that affects everyone, and it can't be solved with just food. And they say it takes everyone working together. Reporting live in Tulsa, Ashley Wheeler, 2 Works for You.
All right, thanks, Ashley. Well, finding a low-maintenance, family-friendly ball of fun and fluff is high on many people's list of must-haves whenever you're looking for a pup. Still to come, though, the flaw that many owners are discovering about how one popular breed is being marketed. That's pancakes, though.
There you go. Yeah, it's because today's National Pancake Day. Coming up, they're also fluffy. Coming up, we'll show you how you can score free breakfast for life.
Golden and fluffy.
Oh, man, yeah, those pancakes looking pretty tasty this morning. If you're going to be taking that dog out for a walk this morning, bundle up. Temperatures upper 30s lunchtime, mid-40s. Rain moves in this afternoon. We'll talk about how long it sticks around and who sees the snow tonight coming up right after the break.
for killing 6 people in Georgia leads our national headlines this morning at 6:43.
Officials say an elderly man was driving on the wrong side of the highway before striking an SUV head-on. Law enforcement says the elderly driver was not impaired at the time of the crash, and all the victims were wearing seatbelts.
Newly released body camera video shows a 6-year-old girl being arrested in Orlando, Florida. The 6-year-old is seen here crying as an officer put zip ties on her wrists. The girl was accused of punching and kicking 3 staff members. The Orlando police chief later apologized for how the situation was handled, and the arresting officer was fired.
And the coronavirus outbreak has rocked the global economy and financial markets. Now the U.S. has a $2.5 billion plan to combat it. This will be used for vaccines, treatment, and protective equipment. Officials credited the coronavirus with a drop in the stock market. And later today, government health organizations will brief the Senate on partially classified information on the virus.
Well, growing national concern for security over the popular app TikTok has pushed TSA to ban it from its employees. The agency said in a statement that some of its workers were using the Chinese-owned app TikTok to help with social media outreach. But the videos were posted on personal devices, but were about TSA. This comes as lawmakers and national security experts continue to question if China is using the TikTok app to collect American user data.
Well, it's no secret that we all love our pets.
Absolutely, but it turns out pet owners are spending more money than ever to make sure that they behave and are cared for. I say every penny, it's worth it.
I'm with you there.
Absolutely. Over the last decade, spending on pet care services like dog walking, boarding, and training doubled to nearly $6 billion. More people are also finding pet care-related jobs. The number of pet service business employees more than doubled to 111,000. And other services seeing a big boom in business include grooming.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's still me. I was looking for you. We're just so excited to talk about dogs this morning. Anyway, that's why a lot of pet owners are now looking for dogs that you can easily take care of, but some breeds can often be misleading.
Yeah, case in point, Doodles. They're touted as low maintenance, but groomers are warning that's not always the case.
I don't really like to see them naked. It gives them character with all this fluff. Because everybody likes their dog to be fluffy.
Samantha Van Ness has a golden doodle.
He hasn't been groomed and brushed in a month.
And as a pet groomer, she sees a lot of the breed.
And it's not slowing down. It's still picking up speed.
With her own Aussie Doodle Blue, she deals with something doodle owners everywhere face: mats.
A little tangle.
These tangles.
So that is gnarly.
Clumps of hair so tight they have to be cut out. Or shaved.
Doodle breeders have been telling their puppy owners that they don't need grooms, that they're a low maintenance dog, and that's the furthest from the truth. If you want to keep it fluffy, you need to be in every 6 weeks for sure. Come get the ball. Get your ball.
The DeVitas are doodle people.
They're very high maintenance, and keeping them long is difficult. Every 6 to 8 weeks, we spend about $100 every 6 weeks for Ralph. I only spend $40 on my haircuts, maybe every 6 to 9 months if I'm lucky.
And when doodles aren't groomed,
so all I can keep on doing is just trying, for the dog and the client.
This could happen. This dog's so matted, it had to be completely shaved. Van Ness has done this with a few dogs.
We just need to inform the owners. The owners just need to be more informed on how to care for them.
She wants breeders to stress grooming. The DeVitas say when Ralph was younger, he had to have a shorter haircut, and they learned to get a schedule going. They say their 8-year-old golden doodle is worth it.
Doodle, back up. He's just a great dog all around.
And this is so true. My parents have a golden doodle. It's 1 year old. And they were told you don't have to groom it. And then
it looks like that where it has to.
Now he's bald.
Oh,
and he looks like a little bobblehead. Poor thing.
Naked mole rat.
Yeah, so it happens, You got to be careful. Get your dog groomed. That's case in point.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of fluffy and golden, it's time to wake up and smell the pancakes.
Yeah, it's National Pancake Day, and IHOP is once again giving away a free short stack of buttermilk pancakes. But IHOP is also upping the ante this year with a Pancakes for Life sweepstakes you can enter today. The day is also a fundraiser where IHOP encourages patrons to donate to its partner charities. So it's a win-win for everyone. Get you some pancakes, donate to a good cause.
Yep, and if pancakes aren't your thing, you'll soon be able to get your Krispy Kreme donuts delivered. Yeah, you heard that right. Starting on Saturday, the chain's going to be delivering the Hot Now treats by the dozen through DoorDash. But you have to live within 10 miles of most Krispy Kreme shops. Luckily, I just looked it up, and I live 6.4 miles.
Everyone at home right now is getting on their phone and looking at how
That's exactly
close they are to
what I just did.
a Krispy Kreme. You know what? All this food talk. Today is Fat Tuesday, so
Might as well, exactly.
might as well indulge yourself.
Coincides, yeah.
Load up today. That's right. That's right. It is a cold start to our day, so maybe some donuts to maybe add a little bit extra to you.
Little padding.
Little layers, padding, whatever. Right. But I tell you what, if you want to exercise and work off all those donuts, you're going to be able to do that by the weekend, heading into next week. Look at the warm-up ahead of us. Now, today's going to be in the upper 40s. Tomorrow's going to be the coldest day, 42. But, wow, look at these temperatures rise by the weekend. Low to upper 60s, 70s by Monday. But we've got to get through today, tomorrow, and we're going to be tracking a storm system that's going to drop some accumulating snow across Kansas a little bit later on today. So if you have any travel plans up towards Wichita, they've got a winter weather advisory out. They may get a couple of inches of snow. Not looking at any type of winter advisories across green country. In fact, we are scanning all dry, but by about, say, 2, 3 o'clock, we'll be tracking some rain right along the Kansas-Oklahoma line, and then eventually that's going to change over just a little bit of light snow tonight. More on that here in just a second. So as you head out the door this morning, no water, you're at 38, 40 Porter, 40 this morning in McAlester, 37 in Tulsa this morning. We will see sun this morning, and then clouds begin to thicken up for us by lunchtime into the afternoon. Again, just tracking some rain. Bartlesville, Coffeyville by about 3 o'clock. Very slight chance for a pop-up shower in the metro. Better chances for rain probably by about 5 o'clock when you head home from work across the metro, Bartlesville. But south of I-40, you guys are going to see a pretty good day. Eufaula, Henrietta, down towards McAlester. Temperatures are going to be in the middle 50s. In town, we're going to be about 49. Cooler up towards Bartlesville, Pawhuska, Sedan, heading up towards Independence, where temperatures this afternoon are going to be in the middle 40s. Now tonight, have the rain gear with you. Tulsa to the east and to the northeast, and we're going to see some colder air aloft switch that rain to a little bit of light snow. Not expecting anything in the way of accumulation, but don't be too surprised to see a few flakes fly in the sky later on tonight and into the overnight hours. This is a quick moving system. It's going to be gone by the time we wake up tomorrow morning. Just some clouds around, but it's going to be a lot colder for us tomorrow morning too, with temperatures below freezing and wind chills in the 20s. So we're going to be reminded we're still in winter for about another month or so. Tomorrow we will see some sunshine by afternoon, but temperatures, they'll be quite nippy for us in the upper 30s and lower 40s. There's a look at the warm up heading into the end of the week and the weekend. Saturday 63, very windy for Sunday as we welcome in March. 68 for a high, 70s with chances for some storms heading into Monday. Let's get a